camera technology on drones has advanced so much over the last, I don't know, 5 years.
Mm.
We've got kit up there now with, you've got the big rigs that are capable of carrying cinema cameras, but your consumer drones, the brand spanking new one is the DJI Mavic 3 Classic.
Mhm.
That's got 5.2K, can shoot in 5.2K, and a 20 megapixel camera with a micro four thirds lens.
Yeah.
Unheard of years
Yeah.
back without having a separate camera actually
Yeah.
on your rig.
Yeah.
So things are moving up.
Yeah, that's a really good point, right? Because I think
Unintended.
initially you have yeah, things are moving up. Very, very well done, well done.
Woohoo!
So I think you're right that 5, 7 years ago you used to think about the drone as one system and then the camera as a separate system, and I think now you think about them as an integrated, all-in-one system. And in
Yeah.
fact, because the drones have become so standardized, it's sort of a given. I mean, especially with the DJI line of things. I mean, you kind of know that the drone will do what it's supposed to do. So it all really boils down to the camera, right? I mean, that's what's
Yep.
changing now. I mean, the fundamentally on the drone side, maybe the battery is getting better, but it's not terribly different.
Obviously on the drone, you're going to have, vision sensors, obstacle avoidance, your battery. But what it boils down to is, you're right, it's the camera.
Yeah.
It's what that camera can produce, whether it be for photography, 3D modeling, inspection, filming. It's all about that camera.
Yeah. So let's double click in onto that and try to understand what impact can a camera have. So what is the what are the different ways in which a camera affects your, use case, job, inspection, mapping, whatever you want to call it.
I'm obviously, the higher the megapixel camera, the better the quality is going to be, which includes the sensor size.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to shoot with it, as we have done, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to shoot with the 20 megapixel camera on, let's say, a Mavic 2 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
You compare that with, let's say, the DJI P1 or a Phase 1 camera,
Mm-hmm.
where the sensor size is bigger, the megapixels are bigger, the quality is obviously going to be better, and you will be able to shoot from a further distance.
Mm. Yeah.
You've obviously got ground sampling distance as well. Sorry, something stuck on my table. The better the resolution of the camera, the better the GSD, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, definitely, I think the.
Did you hear that?
No.
That was. I'm surprised you didn't hear that. It was thunder. Big
Oh,
thunder.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, that's
Interesting.
scary.
Yeah. Well,
sorry about that. Sorry to interject. My whole
no problem
the
at
whole
all.
office just shook. I was like, "What was that?" So there we go.
Can't hear it. Can't hear it.
It's coming your way.
The mics are doing their job.
Yeah, they are. They are indeed.
So yeah, so I think you were talking about resolution. And yes, the megapixel counts has a big impact on the GSD as well, because obviously, assuming the same altitude or the same distance to the target, the higher your megapixel in the camera, the better your GSD will be, the lower the GSD will be. And this is one of the things that is sometimes counterintuitive, because higher the resolution, lower the GSD, because you're covering sometimes more ground
that's right
per megapixel. So I think that understanding that is quite key. So yeah, I think GSD is one of the things that's influenced by the camera. Resolution, as you mentioned, the exposure settings of the camera also influence the quality of the end results.
They do indeed.
Just so many properties that in the end add up and have a net effect on your output. That if you don't manage these properties, like what is the sensor size, what is the resolution, what is the exposure setting, you're going to end up with a bad result if you don't know what's going on, because all of these factors are at play altogether in the field. And that's why drone cameras matter a lot, because they have so many different properties you've got to optimize to get a great results. In some sense, if you come from a photography or filming background and move into the sort of mapping inspection side of things, you can greatly benefit from your photogram.
Well, you've already got a toe in, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you know how to correctly set shutter speed, exposure, your white balance already, you've got the step up.
Yeah.
you know, a lot of the cameras, you know, we say don't use auto,
Mhm.
which we've said quite a lot.
Mhm.
But a lot of the cameras now, the drone cameras, are very easy to maintain and to
Mm.
get the correct, you know,
Mhm.
the correct picture that you want out of them.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of having to set up your, you know, set up your external camera before you fly, because it's all
Mhm.
there now for you to use.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's becoming easier and easier.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so easy that you don't even know what's going on, which
Yep.
can be a challenge. Because
Yes.
when things go wrong, you don't know why they went wrong.
Well, we've
Yeah.
had, you know, and it was, as we discovered, it was down to a DJI bug issue, which I've experienced on other kit. But our Phantom 4 Pro was taking night shots in the middle of the day.
Yeah.